congratulations, Petr. First of all, was that a dream debut? Shootout win, man of the match, a victory debut?
Well, I wanted to win. That was the first thing I wanted because we went both to the game. We had 2 wins in a row, and they had 2 wins in a row. So basically, it started the season as well as us, and as well, when you come in the game and the team wins 2 games in a row, you don't want to be the one who spoils that, and then you get to play and the team loses. So, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to play the best possible game I could. I concentrated on myself, and obviously hope that it's going to help everybody to stay focused and win the game. And in the end, this is what happened. And obviously the story, you go through overtime and penalty shootout, which I think it was kind of like it had to happen. With all the things. As soon as we went to the overtime, and we had few chances, and their goalie played really well, and we couldn't score. Then you could see I was looking at the screen, and I saw the time going by, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. It's gonna definitely end up there. So I started thinking about it.
Were there any nerves? You played Champions League, you played international football, FA Cup finals, you played at the very, very highest level. Coming out here today at the Guildford Spectrum for the first time, were there any nerves on your part?
No, I was surprised because I didn't know what to expect, but at the same time I played at the highest level for 20 years, so I know how to prepare for the game. But about an hour before the game, I switched to my sort of match day mode, and you could see all these feelings and concentration and all that automatically came back like it used to happen every football game. So it was nice to see that my body still is ready to execute when I need, and obviously I was happy even with the first goal, which it was a bit soft goal as I pushed it onto the post and it hit me back and then kind of went in. So that was the one I didn't like, but at the end, I make some big saves in the important times, and it helped the team to win in the end. So I'm happy with that.
Petr, someone who's just seen her first ice hockey match, what's more challenging if you had to pick between football goalkeeping and being a keeper on the ice?
No, I think it's the ice itself, because in terms of angles and movement, reading the game, it's fast, but it's pretty much the same when you play a top professional football league. It goes with the same speed, and the people are skillful, and you have to prepare for that. But obviously the difference is once you got on the ice, you have to know what you're doing. You have to time your interventions, because once you're down, sometimes it's hard to recover fast enough. So this is probably the biggest difference. When you stand on your feet, you're not on a slippery surface. It's easy to move side to side. So it was obviously one part I had to work hard the most, was the skating and the movement. That obviously I can move as fast as possible to close the angles and face the shot. So I was pleased with that as well.
Can you tell us your ice hockey background and what you used to do in ice hockey? And I believe as well that you very nearly went down that route, but you couldn't afford the kit when you were younger.
Well, I wanted to play ice hockey over football, but as you said, we couldn't afford all the gear. So in the end, my parents took me to football. So I was skating pretty much all the time, but I didn't have, because of football, I didn't really have time to play ice hockey. So I was doing it as my hobby, and when I could. And then obviously for about 25 years I couldn't at all, because I didn't have time. And when I was in France and when I came to England, I didn't know this here existed. So for about 25 years I couldn't really do it. But then as I said, Milos invited me, and then I invited myself, and then because I used it always as a part of my preparation, because as you could see, it goes fast. You have to, you work on your fitness, strength of your legs, reflexes, hand-eye coordination. So I used that as my extra preparation for for football, but you know, when you progress and you go on and on, then you suddenly realize, well, you know, it'd be actually nice if I could play the game, but while you are a professional football player, obviously it's impossible to do so. So now when I retired, I actually get this first opportunity, and I'm glad it happened, because, you know, it's a kind of like a dream, childhood dream, to come and play one game, which happened. Nobody will ever take this away from me, so which is really nice.
How did that compare with the penalty shootout in the Champions League in 2012? Bigger crowd, bigger tournament maybe?
Well, I think the goalie here has a more chance to save, as you could see, because if you do the right thing, you know, if the player makes a really good move, then obviously they are very skillful, and you could see, you know, if they do a good move, a good shot, you know, they score. But I think it's harder for the player to score in here than in football. So, you know, knowing that, you're a bit more under pressure, because people kind of expect you to save at least one from those in the shootout. So I'm glad that in the end, you know, we won it, because it's an extra point which keep us top of the league, and this is what we wanted.
Was this actually your first penalty shootout since Sweden?
In the official game, yes. Yeah, it's the first one in the official game. I don't remember any other shootout. We didn't have in the Premier League.
It's good to be on a winning side, huh?
we didn't have. I don't remember having one in the FA Cup or Europa League. So I would say this. Yeah.
Petr, the arrangement you've got with Phoenix is for this season. Where do you see this going? Do you just want to play for as long as you can?
Well, obviously, I have my full-time job at Chelsea, and this is something I do when I have time. So, you know, it's late evening. So if I can, you know, join in the afternoon, so I fit in either Flames or either Phoenix, obviously, to stay fit, and then, you know, depending on the calendar and my duties at the club, we will see how it goes. So obviously today is an international break, no game, and free Sunday, no training for the team, nothing for anybody. So this actually was the first day I could actually play. So we kind of decided I will do it.
There was a Czech Republic flag there. Were they double celebration after Friday night's win against England? Did that?
Yeah, you know, it was amazing to see. There were a few Czech flags, and there was quite a big group with the Czech ice hockey jersey. So some Chelsea fans as well, Arsenal fans as well. So it was pretty nice to see all these people turn up.
Were you surprised by the win on Friday night against England?
Well, the way the game went, in the end, I was not surprised. You know, before the game, I said that it will be a more equal game than it was at Wembley, and I said that it will be a close game. But I thought that the experience of England will actually, you know, put the game on the other side. But I think the Czechs played well, and England didn't have the best game. So I think they deservedly, you know, lost some points there.
I'm curious to know if you've spoken to Dominic Hasek and perhaps changed some plans.
You know, when I was in Prague, when I was watching the game, I actually got a message from him they wish me good luck. So I'm actually glad that having him on the mask, and his number probably helped me to to kind of feel good. So it's actually the reason why I wanted to play ice hockey was actually him. So it's nice to get this message from him, and I used to play with his brother when I was playing for Sparta Prague, so I know him quite well.
Is it true that you had a bespoke helmet made? So yours is half Chelsea, half Arsenal.
Yes.
Can you talk us through that?
So my helmet has you know, the England flag on top with like an artistic picture of Big Ben and Tower Bridge to you know, represent London, and as well one half has Arsenal. One half is Arsenal, the other half is Chelsea, and then the front is Czech flag with Dominik Hasek sitting in there. So the kind of story of my life coming towards the game, and yeah, so I was glad that I could ask Mr. Gunnarsson in Sweden, who does pretty much everybody in the NHL. So through my friends, I actually managed to get hold of him, and then he did a great job.
With your experience and your legacy, what kind of advice are you able to pass on to the younger members of the team?
Well, that is in the end, no matter how much attention the game got, it was all about the performance. You have to perform under pressure no matter what. You have to concentrate on yourself and do the best. So I think for them it's great to see, and as well, I think what shows that if you have a dream and you chase it and you do everything to make it happen, then I've done that in football, and all my dreams came true. Then suddenly this one was the one. I was in the end saying, this might be actually the last dream I was hoping to get to play the game, and in the end that happened. But I worked hard for it as well. So I think it can be something for the young players as well, to know that if you chase your dream, the good things might happen.
Have any of your old teammates at Chelsea or Arsenal shown an interest? Have they been following your progress down here?
Well, I had a message from obviously from everybody at Chelsea, and from JT as well. Didier, they sent me best wishes before the game, and few of my ice hockey friends, everybody was sending me best wishes. I had my family here actually. They came, my wife and my kids. So it was an eventful day today.
Petr, you've only been retired a few months from football, but have you missed that competition, that being a competitive?
I love that part, because for me the hardest part is the match days now. In my new job, obviously, I've been involved directly for 20 years in every game, and suddenly, you work whole week, but then the weekend you just sit and hope that the team performs well. But I have responsibilities as well, but not on the pitch, not on the direct game. So I the match days is something I was missing, and obviously this was for me, it was absolutely fantastic, because in the end, all the attention the game got, it actually put a lot of pressure on me as well. So it was really like playing the Premier League game, and it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it, because it was a good challenge.
Apart from Hasek and perhaps Gallagher, I assume, do you have any other players that you look up to within the game? Perhaps some Swedish players?
Well, I like Henrik Lundqvist, obviously, so I have one of his shirts. So this is something I'm watching. I'm watching every time I can. I watch the NHL and the game. So I have I'm really, my life goes with sports and football and ice hockey, more like a fun now a little bit as a player as well. But I love sport. This is kind of my way of living, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad as well that I'm still relatively young, that I can probably play few more games.
Can I ask a question to Milos?
Yeah.
Petr was known as one of the best goalkeepers ever played in the Premier League. How is he as an ice hockey netminder? Has he got a lot to learn, or is he already showing that he can reach a high level?
He's all right.
I was saying before this game, I was calm, and I know what he can do on the ice, so I was ready for this game, and I was saying people will be surprised how good he is, and then he proved it on the ice, and actually he won the game for us, at the end, on the shootout, so great player on the pitch, great player on the ice, so great to have him on the team.
Yep.
One more thing, I have a present for him. I don't know if you're doing this in football, but in ice hockey, after the game like this, we have a special bonding, So Andy's gonna present this one. So that's the puck from the game, and I have this one. This is the first official save what he made today. It was an easy shot, and goalies they're dealing with lots of pressure. The first shot and the first save is always important for the goalie and for the team. So this is the first save what he made today.
Thank you.
Good job, well done.
Thank you.
And Andy.
And thanks for getting me 2 points for the Phoenix. There you go.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. hopefully gonna find a
Thank you very much.
place for it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much
Thank you,
for
guys.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right.